guys, my name is Kaushik and welcome back to Lambda Test. In this video, we are going to learn two concepts. The first one is mostly asked in interview, like how to handle the window authentication pop-up or web-based authentication. And also, we are going to learn another topic, that is how to run our test script in multiple browser, like doing a cross-browser testing. So let's get started now. So let us understand what the concept of window authentication. Okay, so here you can see, like, as soon as I go to this particular page, you can see like basic auth, and congratulations, you must have the proper credentials. But when we load the page for the first time like this, you can see that we are getting a pop-up here. So it's asking for username and password. And you might think, hey Kaushik, this already you have taught, this is the concept of alert. But wrong, my friend. If you remember, I said that in alert we have only 4 types. One is the simple alert that will have only one button, and then we have like confirmation where we can send a text and OK with cancel button. Only one text can pass, but here you can see username and password, 2 text box are there, then definitely it is not part of your alert, the JavaScript alert. So what is this? This is basically a window authentication, or also we can say like web authentication pop-up. Why this is there in the web page means just for adding a more secure layer. So before entering into your actual application, we have to handle this and then we have to go. So what is the solution? Of course, we have to give the credential like username and the password. In this website, it's like admin and admin. So username and password both are same. And once we click on the sign in, of course, we can see that the authentication is success, and it should say like congratulations, you must have the proper some valid credential, right? Yeah, so we can say that we got the authentication, right? Now let us learn how to handle this with the help of Selenium. Okay, so it's going to be very simple. I'm going to copy this URL first, and within the Eclipse I have created a class called handle authentication popup within the package called popup. Okay, so first of all we will run it in the local browser, then we will use our Lambda test platform. So as usual, we are going to use the system.set_property for setting the path of the Chrome driver. So system.set_property, and here we have to give the path, that is nothing but WebDriver.chrome, and then followed by the path, that is /drivers/Chrome driver. Okay, then we are going to use the Chrome driver to run our test. So of course we have to create an object for the Chrome driver. Okay, now here we are going to select driver.get, and then followed by the URL of the page. But if I run this, you can see like let's go here. Okay, so I'm going to execute this. So here we can see that the browser got launched, and basically it's trying to navigate to that particular site, and here you can see like we are about to give the credentials. Just in case if you wonder like alert is going to work, let me show you that as well. Okay, so here I'm going to say like driver.switch2.alert, and then followed by let's try to use the send keys, and here I'm going to pass the username as admin. Okay, we'll just try to pass the username and let's see the output first. Okay, and also I'm going to add a thread.sleep here just to show you the output. Okay, I'm going to wait for like 5,000, that is 5 seconds, and we'll use the try catch, not throw, so we'll use the try catch here, and after that we'll just close the browser. Okay, so driver.quit. Okay, let's run this. So it's going to launch the browser now, and then as soon as it's load the page, we can see that we are getting some exception. Here you can see the admin is not typed. I'm going to close this, and here you can see like we have a failure, of course, failure, and it says like no such alert. That means the authentication pop-up whatever we got is not an alert, so we cannot handle with the way of the alert. Okay, so how to handle it is very simple. First of all, we'll create a string username, and that's going to be admin, and then followed by we are going to declare another string as a password equal to admin. Okay, so this is my credentials. Now let's use this credential. So here, once we load this website, right, so within the URL we have to encode that. How? It's very simple. So first of all, we'll use the concatenation here using the plus symbol. So here, first of all, we have to pass our username, and then followed by we have to give colon, and then we have to give the password. Okay, so for that, again I'm going to say like password, and then followed by @ symbol. Okay, so this is how we have to give. So here it's like username. First of all, we will give our username, password, and @ symbol, then followed by the URL. Okay, now just to do the verification, this is not needed, so I will just comment. Just to do the verification, we can see that this is the proper message we are going to get once the credential is validated. So I'm going to inspect this one, and let's use letTextPath to get this value. So here you can see like we have the CSS value. Okay, so and I want to get the text from here, so I will just click on this get text. That will give me the snippet, so I can use it here, and that's going to return me a string here, which is let's store that as a text. Okay, and of course we have to import the by, so mouse over and import it. Okay, then I'm going to store it as a text, and we'll do the sysout just to see the value. And to do the verification or the assertion, we can use the testng assert. So I can say like assert dot assert equals, and here you can say like we can give two values. Okay, so one is the actual is nothing but the text we are going to receive, and this is the expected one, right? So I'm just going to copy this value. Okay, and here you can select we have some spaces, so what we will do, we will just do the trim here. Okay, so I'm going to trim it, and this is my expected. Okay, so now let's create this expected. Okay, so here text.trim, because there is some spaces, so just to trim it, trim in the sense like we will remove the beginning of the spaces and after the text spaces. Okay, and this is my actual, that is I'm receiving from the web page, and this is my expected, that we know this value. Okay, and yeah, so that's it. So now we are going to run this one more time. Okay, so right click, run as testng test. And here we can see that now we didn't see that authentication, that pop-up, but internally it has encoded and the value is set. So now we can say that congratulations, that is the success message. And here we can see that we got the congratulations message. Okay, and after the timeout it got exit as well, that means browser got quit. Okay, so that's it. It's very simple and simple concept, and it will work for Firefox as well as Microsoft Edge as well. Okay, I'm going to show you that. So we are going to do a cross browser testing, and for that we are going to use the Lambda test. Of course we can use in the local as well, but setting up drivers, setting up code will be a little tricky. I mean, of course we have to learn it, but Lambda test makes this kind of things really easy. So I'm going to give a demo for that. Okay, so first of all, we'll use the testng parameter concept. So let me convert this file, this class, into a testng. Okay, so I'm going to convert into testng, and here we'll name this file as like auth.xml file. Okay, and let's click on this finish. Now let's go to the auth.xml, and here you can select default. We'll have one suite. If within XML file we can have only one suite, but we can have multiple tests and multiple classes as well. Okay, so I'm going to use the concept of multiple test here. Okay, so I'm going to copy this test and I'm going to paste over here, and the test name should be always unique. Okay, so we are going to run this in a test in Chrome, and also we are going to run in Firefox. Okay, there is no limitation to run in parallel or in sequence. You can have as many as you want. Okay, so of course based on the thread count size. Okay, now here what we are going to do is we are going to introduce a concept called parameters. Okay, so I want to run this test in the Chrome browser and this test in the Firefox browser. So the code base is only one, but the way of execution is going to differ here. Okay, so first of all, for that we have to use the concept called parameter from testng. So I'm going to bring that here, and here we have to give the name. Okay, so let's say that that's going to be my browser name. This is like your key, and here is the actual value. So first of all, we'll run in the Chrome browser, and then I'm going to copy the same, and here I'm going to paste it, and here I'm going to say like that should be my Firefox. Okay, now how to use this? So how to use this, let us see. It's going to be very simple actually. So let's go to the Lambda test configurator first. So you can just go to this URL to generate the configurator. Okay, I mean generate the capabilities. So here first of all we are going to select the browser. So in my case Windows 11 machine, Firefox, and the browser version is 98.0. Okay, so I'm going to copy this one, and let's go to our class file, and here we are going to create a method called public void setup. And we are going to use we can use before method, before class, or before test, but for this simple example I'm going to use the before method because I want to execute this before each and every method. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy paste, and here of course we have to do the import of the desired capabilities. So there's a shortcut in Eclipse, Control Shift O, that will do the import. Okay, and then of course we have to use the remote WebDriver. So let's create an instance for that. Let it be null for the first time, and then here we are going to create the object. Okay, so driver equal to new remote WebDriver with capabilities and the URL, right? So we have to give like new URL, and that should be from java.net.url, and within the URL of course we have to give the username, the credential of the Lambda test. So here I can simply copy this hub URL and I can paste over here. Okay, and after that of course I have to give my capabilities, which is already stored here, right? And then the semicolon. Yeah, that's it. So we are pretty much done with this part, and of course this URL will throw an exception called malformed exception. So we are going to use the try catch here. That's it, pretty neat and cool. Okay, I believe you understood till this part. Okay, now let's create the teardown as well, or the close setup as well. Okay, so here I'm going to create another method called public void close, and then we are going to give this driver.quit here. Okay, so driver.quit, and this is going to be my @after method. Okay, now of course we don't want the system.set property or the Chrome driver because we are going to use the remote WebDriver instance. So I'm going to delete those lines, and this is fine, this is absolutely fine, we want that. And this is also not going to work, but just for your reference I will comment it here as it is. Okay, and thread.slip, just to see the output, it is really not necessary. Okay, yeah, so coming back to this, what we have to change here is we can change the test name, build name, let it be like handle authentication, handle auth something, and test name we can of course change, but let it for now. Okay, so what we are going to change is the browser name. So by default it's like Firefox, but of course we know that we want to execute in the Firefox as well as in the Chrome, right? So if I go to my XML file, you can see like I have used this name, right? That is like key and the value is like in which browser we have to execute, and the key is basically if you see the key is same, so based on the key the value will be taken. Okay, so I'm going to copy the key here, and here I can say like @parameters, and if you see there are a lot of parameter options, but import it from the org.testng.annotations. Okay, and then within this we have to specify the key. Okay, make sure you are going to specify within the curly braces, and of course the key name should be as it is in your XML file. If there is any spelling mistake, it will not work. Okay, and we are going to get these parameters from the XML file, and we have to get that or receive that as a argument to the method. Okay, so here I'm going to say like string browser. Okay, that's it, very simple. Now instead of this browser name, we are going to pass that parameter here, and like whatever we have passed from the XML, that will be received here. Okay, that's it, very simple concept. Now let's go to the auth.xml file, and I'm going to execute this. So this is going to execute in the Lambda test platform. Let's go there, and yeah, here you can select, already we got this handle auth, that is my build name. And if you click on that, you can select here we are getting your test name, which is running in the Chrome, and that is completed. After that, again you can see like we are getting your test name with the Firefox browser. So here you can see the status like completed, and the second one should be also completed in a moment. Let's see. So basically this is executing in the sequential one by one, right? So already we saw the Chrome execution. So let's go to the Firefox execution, and here I'm going to play the video so that you can see the output. My internet is little slow here, so that's why it's loading, or else it's going to be really fast. So here we can see like we got the basic authentication with the message like congratulations, right? So that's it, very neat and clean. Now let's fix few things. First of all, I don't want this your test name to both the test. I want that to be like unique, so we'll do that. And also we saw the sequential execution. Now we are going to check out the parallel execution. Okay, so let's go to our XML file first, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to say like parallel, and the mode we are going to select is test, because I have two tests here. Okay, and similar to this parameter, we are going to introduce one more parameter, and this is going to be my test name. Okay, and here we are going to copy the same here like test in Chrome, and here I'm going to I'm going to copy this, paste over here, and here that should be Firefox. Okay, that's it, very easy. Let me recap one more time. Okay, so within the test we have two parameters. One is for the browser name, that the browser we have to execute, and second one is basically the test name we are going to pass. So the first test name is test in Chrome, and second one is test in Firefox, and here the parameter is Firefox. Okay, now let's go to our class file, and here I'm going to bring up that one, which is this one, test name. Okay, so this is my key, so here I will pass it, and similarly as we got the browser name, we have to got test name as well. Okay, so test name, and then instead of this we are going to pass this. Okay, now you might ask me, hey Kaushik, for the first one you have given browser name, and here you have given browser, and here test name, and here also test name. Like if I'm going to give the same here, why cannot I use the same here as well? Of course we can use it, that doesn't really matter. This is just a parameter. You can give like ABC also, but yeah, you know, right? But the concept here is this will follow the sequential, like first argument is browser name, so it will go to the first argument. Second argument is test name, it will go to the second argument. So the it will handle based on the position. Whereas from the authentication XML, that is TestMG XML, it will work based on the key names. So you have to give the name very correctly. Okay, I believe you understood the concept now. Now let's go and execute this one, and let's go to the Lambda test platform. So this time it's going to execute in the parallel mode. Okay, so here we can expect two browsers. Let me refresh the page. Okay, it's not started. Yeah, it started now. So here you can see like we got running. That means two browsers running at the same time. One is test in Chrome, so you can see like Chrome 98 version and Firefox 98 version. Okay, so that's it. I hope you learn how to do the cross-browser testing with the help of Lambda test, and it is also same for the Selenium grid concept as well with the help of TestNG. And also the main important concept is like how to handle the window authentication. So we learned like we cannot handle those with the help of test and with the help of alert, but of course we can encode the username and password in the URL and we can handle it. Other than that, in Selenium 4 we have a feature like using the dev tools we can do that. And also there are few tools like auto IT or 𝒑𝒂𝒔𝒉𝒊𝒌 which can do the stuff, but I will not recommend to use uh, those kind of external applications. Okay, but just in case if you want to learn, I will leave a link in the description that is from Lambda Test blog. You can refer to this. Okay, so that's it from my side. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one very soon.